So it seems that everybody's number one men's podcast, or at least that's what they claim, hosts have been exposed once again. When they cannot admit flaws and wrongs and faults, you can never trust them. When they try to portray like they have all the answers and they are the truth, the entire truth and nothing but the truth, be extremely wary of these people.
Happy to see my lovely Asian queen again. But you know, as time passes, we must say farewells for a short period of time until she comes back. So can't wait to see her back here in Miami. I love her. No, I don't. Love you, babe.
And when I first saw all of this, I thought it was just a mistake. Like Fresh accidentally went and got this supposed escort, as they're saying, pregnant. But turns out it's entirely different. The man was fully, well, at least claiming to be in love with her, and certainly must have been to an extent to take her to meet his mum. Now, the issue with all of this is for the past 4 years, these men, Fresh and Myron, have been on the internet humiliating, violating, criticizing, and reality checking these same type of women non-stop. But one of you goes around now, falls in love with one, and impregnates them. So the irony of it all is Myron, who despises these types of women, actually is now going to be an uncle to a kid whose mother is one of those women. Do you see the irony? And Fresh is going to be the father to one of those type of, father to the child of one of those type of women. Now, this is the issue. What they have been advising this entire time, they are not doing themselves. So they are not practicing what they preach. This is the issue. That's why the issue is not that there's lots of wrong information with what they say. No, actually, there's a lot right about what they say. Much of it is correct. But it's who they are. It's like the hate. And you can see it with Myron. He gets more and more aggressive, angry as time has gone on. And that bitterness and resentment to essentially what it seems like someone who, like I said in my first ever video, when I said you need to be mindful, guys, of the hardcore red pill movement. Because these guys have never had a genuine relationship. Have they even had a relationship longer than 3 years with one woman? Probably not. What these guys are teaching you is how to attract women. Mainly low-hanging fruit. And just because you get clout or you get money and then you can attract another type of woman who looks a certain way, dresses a certain way, they are still low-hanging fruit. This is the thing. And the thing is, people like Fresh, people like Myron, they need clout and money to even attract those type of women, when another guy doesn't even need to show off those factors and can still get those women. If he's in a room with them, talking to them and that, they will still end up attracted to him. Why? Because of aura, energy, who the guy actually is. And why would you even want those type of women that are just there for money and clout? Bro, you can find beautiful women who look like them, who aren't fucking fame-hungry succubus Jezebels. Bruv. I guess if you want it for fun, yeah, this is what I'm saying. These people are teaching guys out here the way to attract, but they don't teach you how to maintain. And this is the issue with so much of today's advice on the internet regarding so many of these things, regarding success, how to make money, regarding relationships. It's about attract, but then you can't keep it. And if you can't keep something, what the fuck's the point? It's like them boxers who win a fight, they get that luck, like Andy Ruiz, he won a fight, boom, knocked out Joshua, got the title, had his little moment of glory, and now, after that, he couldn't maintain it. He lost it straight away, got out of shape, and ever since has just been fallen off into oblivion, essentially. And that's no disrespect to him, but I'm using that as an example because it's a very common one that a lot of people can refer to. And the point is, if you gain something and then lose it, it's extremely painful. And that's what these guys are teaching you to do. Get something, and then you can't maintain it, so you must replace it. And then you end up in this endless cycle, keep chasing women, keep having to mess around with women. And I'm telling you, you're in your path, you're leaving destruction. Like what Fresh has done now, he's left destruction. And Myron, like an absolute child who constantly talks about accountability, is unable to hold his friend accountable for falling in love with a hoe, impregnating a hoe, and instead has gone on some insane rants, which fair enough, look, he's backing his boy. His boy's getting stick left, right and centre. Respectful about backing your boy. But the way he's doing it is like an over-emotional child screaming at the world. Yesterday putting out tweets about how much money he has, which I stated is literally him admitting defeat. But he's too immature, too weak of a man to stand up and say I'm wrong. Why? Because that shows vulnerability. And these guys can't show vulnerability because they're not actually masculine men. They're extremely feminine. They're extremely weak. They are scared. Don't you let their body, their gym routine, the car, the clout, any of that fool you for what they are actually. What they are actually. They expose themselves multiple times what they are actually. So if you're watching their show other than for fucking entertainment, or I don't know, the guest, because they do get a lot of good guests on. Like I said, they do have good conversations. They do get a lot of great information out there. But people, you can't be blindly following. It's like, this is the only reason I'm making this video is because guys always ask me, oh, what do you think about Fresh and Fit? Shall I follow Fresh and Fit's advice? As a starting point, if you're completely clueless, don't know how to deal with women, any of this stuff, yes, listen to them. But this is the problem. At the same time, if you're clueless, it's easy to get misguided and to believe that you're following guys that know exactly what they're talking about. Bro, I'm telling you from now, these guys are never, ever, ever going to have a real woman in their life. Never. Never. It's always going to be someone wanting to use them, someone manipulating them, or them, especially Myron, getting a bunch of dumb women. And I say dumb women in the sense that once he knows he can manipulate and control 110%, and he don't genuinely care for them, it's pure manipulation and for his own benefit only. Now, if you want that, go. So if you want to become an OnlyFans manager or some shit like that, go and follow all of this advice blindly. You'll be a toxic mess towards women. And them type of women will fucking, at first they'll love it. So you can go do that. But the point is, these guys, in the long term, they can't provide you the value you need. The value you need, a lot of these fake traits come internally and they must be discovered through experience and through building genuine relationships with people. You ain't gonna build genuine relationships following most of this advice. Like, you're just not. Think about it. Just look at the type of people they were before they started. Myron is a Fed, for God's sakes. Everybody knows the type of people that law enforcement genuinely are. Genuinely speaking, yeah? You know what type of people they are. And Fresh, just look at what Fresh to this day. Fresh is the reason they're in this mess. So this is the thing when it comes to these internet gurus or male self-help guys, all this advice. When they cannot admit flaws and wrongs and faults, you can never trust them. When they try to portray like they have all the answers and they are the truth, the entire truth and nothing but the truth, be extremely wary of these people. For these people are the fraudsters, the fakes and the snakes. And it just keeps getting exposed. How many more times now is Myron going to be shown for what he is? The immature child, the weak, scared to be vulnerable man. Because like I said, real men can show vulnerability because they're confident in themselves still. They know who they are. They know what they're capable of. They know what they can do. But someone like Myron, he's got to have that guard up, scream 24/7. It's like, you know, a dog when it barks to scare people off. because it scared itself. That's exactly what he's doing. All he had to do is come out and hold Fresh accountable. And then that would have backed up all the words that he's been speaking all these months, all these years. Like, men hold men accountable. We're men that want high quality women. I'm going to have my wife and my children. But he's done everything the opposite. And this is what you get. This is what you get when your actions do not match your words. And how do I know? Because I've lived a time where my actions don't match my words, and you reap what you sow. And sow is your actions. When your actions determine what happens in your life. And that's why these guys are here in this position now. Constantly losing credibility, and the only people who give them the utmost credibility is people who want to use them for clout by going on their platforms and whatnot, because that's what all this social media shit is anyway. Why do I know? Because I actually work within content creation and social media for the past 4 years. Behind the scenes, I know exactly what this is. I know how the game is played inside out. These people ain't really friends. These people don't really care about people. It's all for views, clicks, likes, and relevancy. It's why people still go on No Jumper. You think anybody from any hood or all the streets and all this in a certain way, and the reason I say that is because of obviously the mind frames and all that. No one agrees with what Adam does. But why do they go on his platform? For clout, for views, for exposure, relevancy. It's so they can get something back. That's why most people now are fucking with them. Only for that. Remove that from them and let's see how many people would call their phone. How many people would invite them out. That's when you know you're really a person of value. Now, again, I don't want to take too much away from them in the sense of what they've achieved and accomplished with their setup, because it is extremely successful. They have helped a lot of young guys out there. But let this just be a lesson to you. Don't take everything for gospel. Take everything you see on the internet with a pinch of salt. Most people will lie, exaggerate, and do whatever just to remain relevant, to get the views, to get the likes, so that they can get the money. All of this. They don't care if they're shilling lies. They don't care if they're grifting. They don't care if they've achieved what they've achieved. Like, okay, cool. Myron and Fresh, yeah, could have stopped doing this nonsense 2-3 years ago, but they won't. They won't. They will drag it out as long as possible, exposing hoes, reality checking hoes. Like, bro, they'll do it until the wheels fall off because it makes money, not because they care. The fact he keeps screaming about it at the way he does lets you know that. Why does that let you know that? Because it's a show. He's putting on a show. And what a show. Shows are to be sold. Trust me, man. In life, people grow and they develop. You're not going to keep doing the same thing. It's like music artists who keep growing. When they keep getting older and they keep releasing the same type of music. People, they're like, what's this? Give it up. Like, come on now. Myron and that is still getting excited about kicking out hoes out of his show, doing all of this. Like, bruv. I get it though. This is what it is. It's reality TV. That's why you cannot take it serious. It is fucking reality TV. The cast is specifically picked. Reactions are specifically done in order to go viral. Like Myron, again, doing that stuff. I told you, it's a show. He's putting on a show. If he just was quiet and held Fresh accountable, like the man he claims to be should have done, there wouldn't be viral clips. This story wouldn't be so big all over the internet. People wouldn't keep talking about it. And they would have been like, oh, cool, yeah, you fucked up. They'll be laughing a bit. But if you come out and say, yeah, I fucked up. But no, can't do that, won't do that. It's a show, it must go on. These guys have shown you who they are. If you cannot see who they are by now, you can't have someone else tell you. You need to use your own eyes in life. And the way you can always figure out people is you need experience. When you get experience in life, go out into the real world, read books, study, put yourself in situations. You'll just adapt. Travel is a huge one. Make sure you have friends from different circles, different walks of life. Gain experiences in different places, and you'll just be able to tell the type of person somebody is. Anyway, that's just a quick take on it from now, since a lot of people keep asking me, what do you think of Fresh and Fit? What do you think of this current situation? There you go. That's my thoughts summed up essentially. But yeah, man, stop looking to these guys for relationship advice. That's all I would say to you, because you're taking advice from people who don't know what it is to genuinely attract women. You're taking advice from guys who don't know what commitment is. You're taking advice from guys who don't know what true love is. You're taking advice from guys who aren't practicing what they preach. So just be mindful, bro. That's all I can say. Remember, elevate or deteriorate. We always have a choice. Love.